So with anytime we are graphing and solving inequalities or a system of inequalities, you do it the same way we did when everything was linear. All right, so if I'm going to graph y is greater than x minus 1 quantity squared minus 4. So it's in vertex form, so I'm going to graph it just like I normally would. Now, I'm still going to find the vertex. You don't necessarily have to find the axis of symmetry unless you're just using it, if it's in standard form, to basically plug it in to find your vertex. Okay, so from here, the biggest thing that I've got to pay attention to is it going to be solid or is it going to be dashed? Okay, as far as my parabola is concerned. Okay, so whenever we do this, if I have that we are going to have y greater than x minus 1 quantity squared minus 4. So we'll still find the same sorts of things as far as like what is my vertex. Okay, so if I have x minus 1, so forgetting about the symbol and forgetting that it is greater than, if it is x minus 1 squared minus 4, where's my vertex at? Which way am I going to go? Left or right? Up or down with the 1? I'm going to go right 1. What about the negative 4? Down 4, right? So then I'm going to put my point here at 1, negative 4. Now, is there anything that is out in front of the parenthesis? Is there anything in front of the parenthesis? No. So as far as if I'm going to quick graph this and kind of use my shortcut, instead of plugging in values, if I go one step to the right, how many steps up am I going to take? 1. Okay, so if I take one step up there, if I take one step to the right again, how many steps up am I going to take next? 3. And then I'm going to take one step to the right, and then how many up from there? 5. And then everything else is just going to mirror those 3 points. Okay, nothing else is going to fit. So I have my points. I took my one step right, 1 up, 1 right, 3 up, 1 right, 5 up, and then I can't go 7 because it's going to be off the graph. So now I'm just going to graph it like normal, but the only thing that's different here is it going to be a solid or a dashed line? Dashed line. Okay, so right here tells me that it's going to be dashed. So I'm just going to do my best and try to kind of have a dashed line right through here and just kind of take it up and then arrow it off. Okay, the one thing that I would suggest is making sure you take your graph all the way off of wherever it's at. If it goes to positive 10 or negative 10, whichever way, make sure you go all the way up so then whenever you shade, you don't get anything kind of messed up there. So now, whenever we shade, we always look at where is my vertex. And am I going to be above my vertex or below my vertex? So whenever I talk about that point, I'm looking at either that bottom value or the value that's up at the top. So in this case, it's the minimum value. All right, it's that vertex at 1, negative 4. It's shading above it. So if I'm going to shade above, okay, because it is greater than, so that means it's going to be above my vertex. All I'm going to do, okay, is find any value. Okay, it's just going to go everything inside of my parabola. Okay, because it's above that point. We will do everything the same way if it's in standard form. Okay, it's not as easy if it's in vertex form. If it's in standard form, we'll still do everything the same way. So just like we did before, we need to figure out what x is, or the opposite of b over 2a. So the opposite of b, there is no b, right? Okay, a is here, there's c, we don't have a b. All right, so a goes with that -1, c goes with the 2. Okay, what's another point that I can also put here? So if I have 0 divided by 2 times -1, what's my x value going to be at? 0. Okay, if I plug in 0, okay, to find my vertex, so if I have my vertex, just like we did last couple days, my vertex is going to be at 0, and then I need to fill in that blank. So if I go -0 squared plus 2, what's my y value? 2. So if my vertex is at 0, 2, the a value is at -1. So instead of taking a slide step right and going up 1, which way am I going to go? Down 1. Take a slide step to the right. How many am I going to go down next? 3. Take a slide step to the right. Then I'm going to go down 5, and I'm going to run out of room. Make sure you mirror everything. Now, is my line going to be solid or dashed? Solid. Okay. Whoop. So it's going to be a solid line because of the equal to part. Now, am I going to shade above my vertex or below my vertex? Below. So again, if you're having trouble, so here's my vertex. Below is everything down here. So that line is going to basically trap everything in there, and it's going to look something like this. Okay, you can give it eyes, and we can have like a ghost. Okay, an orange ghost for Halloween today. My kids would love it. Whenever we have systems of inequalities, whether it still be quadratic or one's linear or one's a quadratic, whatever, you still treat everything the same way. You're still going to shade wherever everything fits. So we have the black line and we have the red one. Okay, if black is everything on top and red is everything on bottom, so we want to shade where everything is going to overlap. So if for the black one on the first one, or the one on the left, is y is greater than. So then if it's y greater than, I would do this the same way we did with linear equations and know, okay, I got to shade that direction. I got to go up from there. Now, there's really only one thing that can happen, right? As far as, or really, I guess two. So from the red one, where's it going to go? It's going to go down, right? So it's everything kind of shaded that direction here, and then the black line is everything here. Okay, if we would continue everything out. Where are they going to overlap? Right there in the middle, right? Okay, right here. Okay, I would get in the habit of just shading because that's how it's going to look whenever you have like the ACT or things like that. That it's just going to have a single area shaded, so then you can look to see, so then you're not having issues with which one's shaded on both of them, or which one if you shaded too much or not enough. Whereas on the second one where nothing's included, okay, with either one, as far as your graph is concerned, again, the top one is the black one, the bottom one is the red one. So if it's below the black one, okay, because it's less than. So then if I'm going to go everything down here, and my red one is above, so it's everything up here, is there any overlap? No. Where's the only place that there could be overlap? Right. The only place that there could be overlap, and do not do that, is going to be like right through here. Okay, since there's no intersection of the two, the only place where there's going to be any sort of overlap is if my inequality symbols were flipped and it was greater than for the black one and less than for the red one. Okay? But that's not the case here. Same way, how is it going to look on where the black one it's above or it's below? So basically it is everything here for the black one because it's less than. For the red one, it's everything greater than. Do I have any intersection? Where?
Under the black one and on top of the red one, in between the parabolas.
So are you saying like 1, 2?
No. Oh yeah. 4 and 5.
4 and 5? 2 and 3. Because look where your arrows are. See how I've got?
I got the red and the black mixed.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So you've got 5 sections. You've got the middle, which is 1, and 1 and 2 and 3 are on the sides, and 4 and 5 are on the top. Okay? So where there's overlap is basically like the wings over here to the side. Okay? Kind of in that 2 and 3 region. Or 2 equations. So I have y is greater than quantity of x minus 1 squared minus 5. So I'm going to graph them the same way. I'm going to do one and then I'm going to do the other. So if I graph, and I don't care what you do as far as, like if you want to give them different colors or whatever. So first off, I've got to find the vertex of the top one. I'm just going to make that one my green one. So what's my vertex here? It's at
1, -5.
1, -5. Okay, so I have 1 at 1, -5. Do everything kind of with each function first and then go on to the next one. So I have my vertex at 1, 5. Do I need, what's my steps? I'm going to take one slide step to the right, and then where am I going to go? Up 1 slide step from there, go up 3, 1 slide step from there and go 5, 1, and I'm actually going to run off the graph, but I'm just going to put it kind of up there. Then go ahead and mirror everything. So, boom, and here, and then somewhat there. Solid or dashed line? Dashed line. Okay, because it's not included. Again, take it all the way off the graph. Now, this is where I would probably, I wouldn't shade it. I would draw my lines, or my little bitty arrows. Is it going to be above or below? It's greater, so it's going to be everything kind of up here. Okay, and I just draw the arrows so then, especially on this, to where, okay, so it's basically filling up the cup. I need to do the same thing then with my blue one, and I need to find my vertex. Vertex, again, I've got to find x first. I need to find x first. I do not have a b, so it's at 0, negative 2. So my x is at 2. Y, plug it in, I'm going to end up at a positive 3. So my vertex here is at 0, 3. So plot my point. Where am I going to go from there? Slide one step to the right, and then where? Down 1. Slide 1, down 3. Slide 1, down 5. And I'm going to be out of room. Mirror my points. Now from there, okay, is it solid or dashed? Dashed line. Where am I shading this one? Below it, right? So then here, here. So where is it fully shaded between the two? Right in the middle. Okay, basically everything right